60. Supposed to get up at 6 and get going. I was ready. Trampoline was not. So we're getting probably a little bit later start. Not sure the plan. Most people are doing 16 into the first road to Tehachapi, and then you have like 9 more miles to the bigger road to Tehachapi. Some people go in and then the next day slack back the 9 miles and get a ride back. We have enough food, so we might just make, I think it's 24 miles total, so we might just do 2 days and then go into Tehachapi, so we don't have to do all that rigmarole. So we'll see. It's a fairly cool morning. There's not much breeze right now, which is worrying me, but last night was a lot of wind. That's the first time ever where it was enough to kick up a lot of dust into the tent. So like myself, my bag, the floor of the tent was all covered in dust. Probably because of my site selection. I was in right next to a stream in a wash. So wasn't too bad though. Just dusted everything off and swiped it out of my tent. I thought my zipper of my tent broke for some reason. I gotta figure out how to pitch it better, because I get a great pitch and it's really tight, but then the zippers barely zip because it's so tight. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I gotta figure that out so I can have a good easy zipper pull, but then still have a tight pitch on the tent. Otherwise the tent does fantastic in wind. I mean, it's super windy and I'm still barely using I'm using 4 main stakes and 2 stakes for the doors, and that's it. I mean, that thing is pretty damn windproof. I had two more stakes to use for guy outs on the peaks, but I've never had to even use them. So I got a lot of sleep last night. A bunch of people rolled in like at 8:30, and like cowboy camped right next to me, and then they were talking and laughing about 9:30, so it kind of woke me up, and I had to try to go back to sleep, but I feel real rested. It's a lot of up today, so hopefully it's not too hot. The breeze is actually might be harder to hear me now. It feels like it's kicking up some, and there's a good breeze today. So let's get it. Not sure what's gonna happen. Oh, and there's no water. So supposedly there's a water cache in 7 miles. I hope so, because I probably, if not, I have enough to get to the 16 and we might have to go out. So we'll see. Bye. It's like the biggest lizard I've ever seen. Interesting markings. A whole lot of up today. Just leaving this. You can see under the tarp there's some water and chairs. So that was a good little rest stop. Somebody I forgot, I don't know who, I gotta look it up. Stocks 2 huge barrels of water. There's a lot of chairs, a couple tables. There's no shade, but it's still a really nice place. And then somebody had some ramen, chips, and then a bunch of clementine or little oranges, which was nice. And then I guess they had some Cokes, those little tiny cans. So I got one of the last 7-Ups, so it was good. It wasn't warm, it was a little cold, so it was nice. So a good little rest stop, and I donated to whoever stocks it up. Thank you very much. These little Venmo stickers are cool. There's servers up here, so we get a Venmo donation, and I try to do that for all these people that keep these water places out here, caches for us. So much appreciated. I think our day for today maybe changed a little. It was like 16 miles to a road to go into Tehachapi, and then 9 miles more if you wanted to do a different road. So I think we're just gonna do 16 to the road. They're supposed to be camping. If we get there early, maybe hitch in and grab food and drink and hitch back and not stay there, not even resupply, just quick. If we don't get there early, just stay, and then tomorrow will be only like 8 miles, and then we can do like a narrow. Part of the reason too, I mean, I wouldn't mind going today. Actually tomorrow, the post office closes at 2 tomorrow, so we got to get do 8 miles and get a hitch into town before 2. Because if not, I won't get my box till Tuesday, and I doubt we're staying that long because there's a holiday. Probably can't hear me because of the wind. But the box I sent didn't really have much. Maybe just a bunch of Gatorade packets, and then maybe a couple of ramen and some mashed potatoes. So if I don't get it, no big loss. So about 9 miles to do. We haven't eaten lunch. That place was nice, but a lot of people and no shade. So we're gonna go 0.7 to another campsite, eat lunch, and then we'll have like probably about 8 more miles to do today. So it turned out to be a pretty nice day. There was enough wind blowing that it's not crazy hot, and the wind is pretty cold. So even though we had a lot of up, it hasn't been bad. So far so good. Nice. Coming in the other side of the mountains, more wind farms. Sometimes the trails like this. Yeah, not even wide for a person. Oh, duck, almost got my eyes poked out. I love it. Just love it. It's my favorite. Okay. Today's rant. It's windy. May not be able to hear this. If not, I'll do it again. So clouds. Where are you? You can see some behind me. You can see some over there. They're everywhere. Except on me. I noticed it's been, I think today's D60. Give or take 2 weeks for being off. It's 42 days, 43 days. I've had 2 hikes where there was clouds. I'm not talking like, oh, there's a brief cloud. You're in the shade for 30 seconds. That's it. This is like 2 or 3 hours of clouds. 2 days. In 43 days. Not asking for a lot. Just a little. Clouds would be nice. That's it for today. This is my dust blocker. Try to prevent all that. The wind is kicking up so much dust. See if it works. So day 60 recap. We did about 16.5 today. It was a pretty good day overall. The wind, you can see it's still going. It wasn't too strong in the beginning of the day, but then when it started getting into the heat of the day, it was picking up, so it really didn't feel hot today. It wasn't dehydrated, which was good. We did have a lot of up at one point. I think it was like almost 2,800 feet. So basically up half the day and then down half the day. But it was good. We had a couple nice rest stops. There was basically 2 water caches. There was one where they had chairs, and I of course forgot to get pictures, good pictures. I think I tried to zoom in after I was leaving. It had 2 barrels of water. I got a little 7-Up can. There was only 2 left, and then they had some little cutie oranges. So it was nice. There was no shade there, so it didn't stay very long. And then we just hiked like 0.7 from there and found a nice shady spot for lunch. All in all, pretty good day. Trampoline's foot is still hurting her. I think it's progressed from a trail injury to now like a tendonitis in the foot. Probably because she was limping on it for a pretty long time. My foot started acting up about a mile, like 13, maybe 15, and then it kind of went away. It's hard to tell if it's just like some tendonitis pain or if it's more just tired from hiking pain, but it feels okay right now. My hip was for some reason really tight today going up, so on the steep inclines it was a little struggle bus. We found a nice spot by the first road to Tehachapi, and then somebody stashes water at a picnic table, so I'll try to get a film of it tomorrow. We just pitched our tents like 0.1 away and then went down there and grabbed some water. I don't know where they get the water, but they fill it up with a bunch of jugs and then leave it there, which is pretty key right here. There is a stream right next to our tent site, but it's really hard to get to. And I was even looking like the whole time we were walking near it, and it's very steep. I guess if you really needed it, you can get there, but the nice water at the picnic table is much easier. So tomorrow's plan is to do, I think, about 8 miles. We're not going to go into Tehachapi till tomorrow, and then we'll probably go in and stay that night and then a full 0 the next day. Hotels are really expensive because it's Memorial Weekend. I was lucky to book something when I had reception like at 12, because when we got down here towards the end of the day, people were saying, like one guy was like, I can't find a room at all tomorrow. So hope that booking went through. It was really sketch reception, so I did get an email, so hopefully we'll have something tomorrow. We got to get to the post office by 2, because I do have a resupply box. It's not really necessary. It's a bunch of Gatorade packets and a couple of food items. I don't really need it, but the Gatorade is huge for me. I've been buying, let's see if I can get a pack. They're like the full sugar packs. They're really big, and they're like 130 calories, but they weigh a lot. It's like almost 1.2 ounces. And I'm doing like 3 a day, so it adds up pretty quick. And I had, we didn't have many days, so I put a bunch in the box to Tehachapi, and that'll have me like 6 days of that powder. It tastes really good. It gives me calories, so it's finally something. I'm mixing it, that, and I'm putting a little fluid sweetener in just to make it a little bit sweeter, and it's been perfect. So it's helping me drink. But so we have to wake up early and get to the road, and I hear it's a weird hitch, and there's a bus, and there's all kinds of weird stuff. So I'm hoping we get there and probably just do an Uber so I can get into town quick and not have to wait. I heard it's more of a highway, not a little street which we're next to, which means people are going to be going a lot faster and harder to stop. So a lot of people go in today, and then they either skip it, or I don't know if they're skip it or slack pack it, which means you hike without your pack. This is only 9 miles, but we're already here. We have food. We'll just go up and over tomorrow. I think it's kind of like today. It's just like half and half, like maybe 4 up and 4 down. I'm not too sure, but I know it's up and then all down. So we'll just do that tomorrow and get in early, get my box, and then try to get relaxing and really kind of maybe work on my hip. It doesn't hurt as much per se, but like definitely when I'm going uphill, it doesn't want to flex to lift my knee up. So at least it's not just constant pain all the time. And otherwise, pretty good day today. It was really, really super windy at the end, where it's like you were getting blown around. Like if you had your weight shifted one time and the wind was coming, like it almost knocks you off the trail. And if it was in your face, and you're really struggling to hike up the hills too sometimes. But it was pretty beautiful. I'm really getting sick of the desert, so I'm hoping when we get out of this desert, it'll be a little bit nicer. It's going to be this year. It's going to be a whole different set of problems, but this wind and dust storms and stuff is kind of taking its toll. But at least the wind, like I said, I pray for the wind to keep me cool, and then it blasts you to death where you're almost freezing in it and blowing you off the trail. But either way, something's always messing with you. That's about it. I'm going to show you my little thing right here. So this is my new pad, and I'm using it out there because I'm trying to block all the freaking sand and dirt coming through with the wind. Plus, I mistakenly put it on when we were laying down on a bunch of pine needles, and the bottom is covered with sap, and I don't want to get sap all over the bottom of my DCF tent. So it's out there where it's protecting me for sand, but tomorrow when we get to the hotel, I'll be able to try to clean it, get that sap off, because I don't want it over everything. So anyways, it's gonna get dark here soon. We ate. We're gonna get to bed soon and get some rest. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.